Guys, welcome back to beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. Today we come to you from the St. Petersburg Pier. This is episode 7. We're going to run down the upcoming week of NFL sports, and we are going to give you our picks and our spreads. After that, we're going to do a couple power rankings. We got top 5 NFL teams and top 5 NFL quarterbacks. Then we're going to go over top 5 beers. Not like you think. I'm talking about like top 5 moments of enjoying a beer, okay? Then we're going to kind of talk about some viral, trending political commentary, because where would you rather get your political commentary than an already interesting sports show? And then we're going to close it out by talking about the Ryder Cup this weekend, which is going to be in Bethpage Black up in New York. So it's going to be a good pod. So stick in there and tune in all the way if you can. All right. Andy, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day out here. Love being down by the pier. I mean, fun to be out here talking NFL sport, like you said. One of the best to talk about.
I mean, we're two Northeastern guys who decided to move down to Florida. I think a lot of our friends will be jealous in probably a couple months here. But today's a little steamy, so you might see some sweat stains coming through the shirts. Both wore dark, which is interesting, but we did find shade. So shade could be the key to that.
Shade was big, yeah.
All right, let's jump right into it. We got NFL picks. We're going to give you the spread as well and kind of give you our picks from there. But we'll just jump right from the top. We got Vikings at Steelers. This one's going to be in Dublin, Ireland. So, account for the travel there. I have the Steelers here, and I think they cover for sure. Because they're actually the underdogs here. I think you got a backup quarterback versus Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is an NFL legend. I think Rodgers handles them and handles the travel better than Carson Wentz and J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, interesting you go Steelers in this spot. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I don't think the Steelers have been all that impressive so far this season. Last week, if the Patriots didn't turn the ball over to them 5 times, they didn't move the ball all that much. I think Aaron Rodgers is always annoyed about something. He's probably annoyed that they even have to go to Dublin for this game. And Brian Flores is going to dial up some pressure. That Vikings defense, they're going to hit him. They're going to get him uncomfortable. Once he gets hit, he's upset. He's yelling at the ref looking for a flag, and he's yelling at his teammates. And on the other side, Carson Wentz, is it possible he's just now entering his prime? I mean, he had a big game last week.
Andy, to say Carson Wentz is entering his prime is a little ridiculous, man. The guy's absolutely washed up. He's sucked with like 16 different teams. To say he's entering his prime is a little aggressive.
Well, he was taking one pick after Jared Goff, and look, Jared Goff looks like he's peaking right now.
So you're just saying from like an age perspective that he's still got a shot, or what?
I think he's finally in the right situation.
I think we're going to have to disagree there, but, interesting take. We'll see who wins. Next game, we have the Commanders at the Falcons. Obviously, the Falcons had a pretty rough showing last week. I have the Commanders covering the -2.5 spread here pretty easily. I think Marcus Mariota should be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I think last week he proved it. I think him knocking over his coach, Dan Quinn, is just a crazy move, but I think he recovers from it. I hope Quinn's back from concussion protocol. We're big on NFL player safety, but we don't leave out NFL coaches either. So I got Commanders covering the spread easily.
Yeah, we got to keep the coaches safe, but this is tough. If Jaden Daniels isn't going to play, give me the Falcons. Michael Penix revenge game incoming. He's upset. It didn't go great last week. Yes, he's 0-4 in his career when the other team scores more than 7 points. But give me Michael Penix over Marcus Mariota any day of the week. Falcons bounce back this week.
I think we talked about Penix in our reaction video last week, and you weren't very high on him, so I feel like you're flipping, but that's fine. Let's go Saints at Bills. Bills -16.5. What do you got there?
I mean, to me, this spread is crazy because if you look at the numbers, Spencer Rattler has put together a quietly pretty solid campaign. I mean, Saints haven't been able to put it together yet. I've got them hanging around in this one. Do I have them winning? No, but if they did, it would be hilarious. But give me the Saints with the points in this one. I think it's going to be more competitive than people expect.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games. I think you can easily fall into the trap that you're falling in and just thinking the spread's too big. But Vegas doesn't make mistakes. The spread is that big for a reason. The Bills cover this spread easily. I think they might win by 30 points here. Josh Allen and the offense continues to score over 30 points with no turnovers. That's what they've done in the first 2 games. That's why this spread's crazy. So you're assuming that they're either going to hold the Bills -30, which is not going to happen, or you're assuming that the Saints are going to score over 16 points against the Bills. I think that's a trash take. I have the Bills winning and covering easily.
Well, I've got the Bills kind of overlooking the Saints. This is a trap game because the Bills, they're focused on Sunday Night Football against the Pats next Sunday.
Oh, I'm sure they're focused on Sunday Night Football against the Pats, man. I'm sure they're really marked that one on their calendar this year. All right, next game we have the Browns at the Lions. Lions minus 8.5.
Man, all I can say is put Shedeur Sanders into the game right now. The way the Browns are handling this quarterback position, it's absolutely crazy. It's unfair to the guys in the locker room. It's unfair to Flacco. It's unfair to the veterans. It's unfair to Shedeur Sanders. If you polled the veterans in that locker room and asked them who do they want starting, they would say Sanders. Put him in. It's an unnecessary distraction. End the distraction now. Put him in the game. That's what they're going to need to throw the Lions off. And I think they're going to do that and pull this one out. Give me the Browns straight up in this one.
Wow. All right. I think this one's a pretty simple call. I think the Lions cover the 8.5 spread pretty easily. I know I'm kind of picking all the favorites here, but you can't bet against Dan Campbell and Jared Goff right now. Those guys are an unstoppable force. They're like two trains colliding at 300 miles per hour. That's what happens when you mesh a guy with no personality like Jared Goff with a guy with all the grit in the world like Dan Campbell. You create nuclear fission, and that's explosive, Andy. That's just explosive. So I have the Lions covering this 8.5 spread pretty easily. Next game on the slate, we have your Patriots against the Panthers. This one's going to be in New England. Patriots are favored by 5.5.
Yeah, I mean, if the Patriots are ever going to win a home game, it's got to be this one. Since the start of the 2023 season, they are 3-16 at home. One of those games includes Week 18 last season, where the Bills were trying to lose. So that's 2-16 in games where the opponent's trying to win. If you take the Jets out of that, that's only one win in that span. So things have not been good at Gillette Stadium. This is the game to get right. They were good at moving the ball last week. They just kept giving it away. They clean up the turnovers. And Drake May right now, he's playing better than Bryce Young. I wish the bar was a little bit higher, but he's better than Bryce Young right now.
I would disagree. I mean, if you just look at last week alone, Bryce Young clearly is the better quarterback, and I think he's the more established quarterback. I think he is more sound with his footwork and decision-making. I think Drake May showed last week that he's got a long way to go, and all the hype about him being the best quarterback in the NFL in training camp was absolute BS. Mike Vrabel showing his rust last week in the loss. I think the Panthers kind of keep that momentum going. I think the Panthers, I'm picking them to win straight up, and I think they obviously are going to win the bet too. So Panthers, Bryce Young keeps it rolling. Watch out for Xavier Legette to have at least 2 touchdowns in this game versus the weak Pats secondary. Next game on the slate, we have the Chargers at the Giants. The Chargers are favored by 6 in this one. I can't bet against my guy, Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh continues to show why he's getting paid $36 million a year to coach the Los Angeles Chargers. No one brings a city together like Jim Harbaugh. His khaki pants brought together a small town in Michigan called Ann Arbor, and they also brought together one of the weirdest cities in the U.S., Los Angeles, which spans like really 30 cities, but they all call it Los Angeles. So I have the Chargers easily covering the spread here.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on this one. I've got the Chargers winning and covering. I would like to pick the Giants, but they're just such a laughing stock right now. Thing to look out for, it's going to be the pro debut of Jackson Dart. Russell Wilson on the bench. Dart announces the starter for the remainder of the season. We talked on the show that J.J. McCarthy's eye black was stupid. Jackson Dart takes it to a new level. It looks like it's going over his eyelid. Some of it might get in his eye. It's only on one eye. He wears it at night. It looks very stupid. Based on clips of him talking about the offense, he does not sound too sharp. I don't know. This kid seems raw. I think it could be ugly.
Jackson Dart, I don't know if you saw the video. There's a couple videos I want to chat about Jackson Dart about. So number one, he went real estate shopping and he put it on YouTube. And this guy's looking at like $4 or $5 million penthouses in New York City. I mean, he makes good money, but after taxes, a $16 million contract really doesn't go that far. That's like $8 million after taxes. Plus, he's got New York State tax. Plus, I mean, he's got to live, right? I'm sure he's buying things. You see the necklace that he's wearing around his neck right now. Absolutely out of control with diamonds. That's a lot of money. I think he has taken his role in New York and thought he's kind of the shit a little bit too early. He's reaching out to Eli Manning, asking for dinner reservations before he even asks for how to be a better quarterback in the NFL. Jackson Dart, immature to say the least. I think this guy struggles, and I think the Giants just keep on losing. So I'm glad we can agree on that one. Next game on the slate, we have the Eagles at the Buccaneers. So another game in Tampa. This should be a good game. We have the Eagles -3. I have to go with my guy, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield continues to show why an MVP is not out of question for him this year. You know, having Bruce Arians at the stadium last week with John Gruden and all the old-time Buccaneers, that's got that team fired up, and Emeka Egbuka comes out and continues his dominance on the outside. Baker Mayfield shows why his legs still matter. So I have the Bucs here. I think the Eagles come out flat.
Man, hard to bet against Baker right now. I mean, all he does is win. Always finds a way. I think the party ends for the Bucs this week. I'm taking the Eagles in this one. They just look so dominant right now, the most complete team in the NFL. But it wouldn't shock me one bit because I think this is going to be a hell of a game. Don't forget, they clashed in the playoffs 2 years ago, and the Bucs ran them out of the building. I expect a competitive game. Give me the Eagles by a touchdown. I think they are just a cut above right now.
I think if you're going to watch any game this week, this one's probably the one you want to tune into. Next game on the slate, we have the Titans at the Texans. We don't need to talk too much about this one. It's kind of a garbage game. I actually have the Titans getting an upset win here against the Texans. I think C.J. Stroud is absolute trash. I think anyone who wants to argue with me in the comments on that, I will eat your lunch because this guy's stats, if I put it up blind against any failure or bust in the league, you're going to find that C.J. Stroud not only looks like a guy from Star Wars, he is a brutal NFL quarterback. So I definitely have Cam Ward getting his first NFL win this week.
Yeah, this is crazy. One of these teams is going to start 0-4. I've deferred to Houston a lot so far this season. Really, these teams are not too far apart. I'm going with the Texans one last time. I have them winning and covering. I think it'd be kind of funny if they went 0-4. C.J. Stroud has got to figure it out. If you can't outplay rookie Cam Ward, then, I mean, you're cooked. You're done.
Shaky on
You're
the
a
rocks
fraud.
for sure. Danny Dimes and the Colts at the Rams. This one should also be a good game. Rams are favored at -3.5.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's way too big of a spread. This game should be a pick 'em at most. Another great game that many people should tune into if you can. I mean, we're talking about kind of old versus new, two just top quarterbacks going at it. I've got Danny Dimes and the Colts pulling out the upset victory on the road. I think, there was a lot riding on the Eagles matchup for the Rams last week. They poured everything into that. They're thinking, we're going to come back home. It's going to be nice and easy. We got the Colts. No, this is a juggernaut of a Colts team. Jonathan Taylor's running people over. Danny Dimes playing near perfect football. I don't think the Rams have quite seen anything like this so far. Give me Danny Dimes. Give me the Colts.
Okay. I don't think that's a bad call. I would love to say that Danny Dimes is going to make his team 4-0 and he's going to continue his MVP dominance, but I think this is the week that settles down. I think he's playing a good team this week. Matt Stafford's going to show why veteran presence matters. Okay, Matt Stafford's been doing it for a long time, and he hasn't been doing it bad for a long time. He's been doing it good for a long time. Sean McVay, spiky hair. I have the Rams covering this and winning as well. Next game on the slate, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the 49ers. Mac Jones and the boys are at home. 49ers are favored by 3. I think the Mac attack continues. I don't know if you listened to his post-game press conference and you heard him laughing about the pick, but, man, that guy doesn't give a boop anymore. I mean, he really doesn't. And, good on him because he was in such a stuffy organization with the Patriots that now he can just be himself. He's wearing bad button-down polos, and he's laughing about throwing interceptions, and there's nothing you can do about it because he's a starting quarterback for the 49ers. So I'm sorry, but I have the 49ers covering here, and I think Jacksonville sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Mac Jones, don't act like you don't know the name. This kid, he's happy, after playing for Nick Saban in college, Bill Belichick his first years in the league. Now he's happy. He's playing for known fun guy Kyle Shanahan, and he's just letting loose. And I think, how about this Christian McCaffrey? Is it possible he's sneaky athletic? I mean, we all know he's the first one in the building in the morning, last one out the door. He's a gym rat, but he he might be have some sneaky athleticism. I think he's going to make some plays for this team. I like the Niners.
Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Why do you describe it as sneaky athleticism?
It's sneaky. You might not see it at first glance. You watch this kid closely. I mean, the cuts he's making.
But why do you have to watch him closely specifically?
Hey, it's just there's a lot to like about this guy.
Yes, there's a lot to like. All right, there. That's a good sidestep. Actually, Christian McCaffrey sidesteps just like that. All right, well, we'll see on that one. Next game, this will also be a good one. This is a perennial battle. The Ravens at the Chiefs. The Ravens are actually favored here. -2.5. I think that's crazy. As much as this pains me to say as a Bills fan, I think Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco, I think they kind of figure it out this week. I don't think they can play that bad that many weeks in a row. I think Lamar Jackson is playing good football, but he's not playing winning football, and there's a big difference. All right, if you don't know the difference, you can look it up. It's called he can throw for 5 touchdowns, 600 yards, and run for 200, but if they lose, it doesn't really freaking matter, does it? Ask Jalen Hurts about that. I think the Ravens lose this game. Harbaugh might be on the hot seat.
He might be on the hot seat, and to me, the Ravens right now, they have a Derrick Henry problem. It was never an issue for him earlier in his career. 3 games, 3 fumbles. If I'm the Ravens, I'm either outright releasing him or I'm making him inactive at least until the midway point of the season. But this is a crazy matchup because one of these teams, 2 of the Super Bowl favorites going into the season, is going to end up 1-3. Both of their wins so far, the Chiefs have only beaten the Giants. The Rams have only won against the Browns. I'm not sure if either of those actually even count in the standings, but they've each had 2 tests against real contenders. This will be their 3rd. I think this game means more to the Ravens because if you're the Ravens, you've lost to all 3 contenders who you might see later on. We're talking Buffalo, Kansas City, the Lions. That's not how you get over the hump for the first time. This is a team we haven't seen this Ravens group get to a Super Bowl. They need confidence to be able to make it done. If you're the Chiefs, you can at least fall back on, hey, we're missing our top 2 receivers.
How are you counting out Andy Reid and the boys, man? I mean, these guys have shown over and over again that they're going to battle. They're battle tested against anyone. So I don't think they come out and lose against Lamar Jackson. I just don't see it. And it's in Kansas City. Stadium's loud. It's rocking. I think the Chiefs are happy this week, man.
Well, I'm not counting them out. I think right now they're a little decimated. If the Ravens are ever going to win at Arrowhead, it's this week. And the Chiefs could lose this game and still be fine. They can fall back on. We're getting our receivers back, and we've been to 3 straight Super Bowls. We have Patty Mahomes. We know what the fuck we're doing. The Ravens don't have that same luxury. They don't get the benefit of the doubt in that regard.
All right. We'll see. It should be a good game. Definitely one you want to tune into. Next game, we have the Bears at the Raiders. Bears are favored -1.5. I can't stand the Bears. I don't like any of their coaches. I don't like any of their players. I think Caleb Williams is a USC baby with his painted nails. We don't like them. We don't like the painted nails. I hate the Bears. I don't like the Raiders, but I hate the Bears. I have Raiders winning and winning the bet.
Yeah, I have the Raiders covering this one easily as well. What we saw last week from Caleb Williams and the Bears, it was a fluke. It's because they played the worst defense in the NFL. Every completion he made was to a completely wide open receiver. Didn't do much to impress me. We're having a Geno bounce back game incoming, and I don't know. This coach and quarterback mix in Chicago, it's not working. Talk to anyone on the street in Chicago. They're saying we want Justin Fields and Matt Eberflus back.
I've actually talked to several people from Chicago, and I can confirm that no one in Chicago likes Caleb Williams, which really doesn't surprise me. Does it surprise you?
No. I mean, the kid, he walked in his first day in the NFL, acted like he owned the freaking league. He wanted to own a portion of the league, actually.
Yeah.
That was shot down by league rules.
Yeah, I think his beard sucks too. All right, anyway, next game we have the Packers at the Cowboys. Packers are favored by 7. I have to go with the Packers here, and only because I thought the Cowboys were going to beat the Bears last week, and I put a lot of money on it, and they really screwed me, so I can't root for them again. I have Packers -7.5. A small bump in the road for the Packers last week. You're not going to see that again. I think they come out, they're firing on all cylinders. Running game's back. Jordan Love's play actions are back, and Micah Parsons is going to have a couple sacks in this game.
Yeah, I also have the Packers winning this one and covering. It's the Micah Parsons revenge game. If you're Dak Prescott, you might die in this one. I would say try to get the ball out early. Jordan Love was terrible last week, but going up against, as we said, the worst secondary, the Cowboys are the get-right game. He's going to get his confidence back, and the Cowboys might not actually be that good. If with a defense this bad and pedestrian quarterback play, it might actually be a pretty long year for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next game on the slate, we have Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins are favored 2.5. Crazy that the Dolphins are favored here. I think it's pretty clear that Tyrod Taylor, given the chance, could be a starter in this league as well. I have Tyrod Taylor and the boys flying into Miami and wiping out the Fins.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, one of these teams is going to start 0-4. It's kind of hard for me to figure out which team would be funnier. Just so you go 0-4. Normally I lean Jets, but in a weird way, I almost kind of feel bad for them. Everything they dealt with last couple years of Aaron Rodgers in there, being a dickhead. Whereas the Dolphins, we thought they'd be bad, but maybe not this bad. I'm with you. I have the Jets winning it as well because it's as simple as this. Give me Tyrod Taylor over Tua on his best day. Give me Tyrod Taylor 10 times out of 10. Tua, worst contract in the league, worse than Deshaun Watson.
I agree with that because at least Deshaun Watson's not playing. Tua is, which makes it a worse contract.
Team when he's sitting on the bench.
He's not hurting his team. He's hurting other people in the community, but he's not hurting his team, right? And Tua is just hurting his team, and he seems like a nice guy outside the field, right? And so, I have the Jets winning here easily. Next game on the slate, we have Bengals at the Broncos. So Broncos are favored by 7 points. Is it going to be a bounce-back game for the Bengals this week? I mean, they have two of the best receivers in the league. I think Browning really spent some time in the film room this week, and I think my boy Browning comes back with 4 TDs, 3 of them to Jamar Chase, and I think there's a stunner in Denver. That air is a little bit thinner, and Browning's ball will go a little bit faster, maybe a little bit further, and so it won't end up in the defensive player's hands this week. Browning, Bungles. Covering the spread, baby.
I mean, he better spend some time in the film room because that was a tough showing last week. Tough team to get right against. I mean, this Broncos defense is legit, and the Bengals defense kind of stinks. I'm taking Bo Nix and the Broncos. They're 1-2, but they've played way better than a 1-2 team. They got a chip on their shoulder. I mean, Browning's coming off a terrible game, and he's going up against one of the emerging quarterback stars in the league. Give me Denver in this one, winning and covering.
I don't agree with that. I think Sean Payton's kind of past his prime. He has too difficult to play calls. I think Bo Nix is too dumb to kind of know all the checks and balances in the offense. So, yeah, I think the Bengals expose that. Thursday night game. So this is tomorrow. We are shooting this pod on a Wednesday. It is the Cardinals at Seahawks. I don't even really want to talk about this game. I have the Seahawks winning.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Seahawks. When I look at it, these teams are actually pretty evenly matched. So, what's the spread? I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, game's absolutely useless.
Classic Thursday. You just go do something fun on Thursday night.
It's going to be in fact, if you have the chance this Thursday, do what me and Andy do usually on Thursdays after our softball games, which is we usually crack open a couple nice cold Surfsides. Because Surfsides is, I don't know if you know this, the fastest growing alcohol company in the United States last year was Surfside. Surfsides are the crispiest non-seltzer drinks that you can have out there. And there's really nothing better than to sit in the sun, sit in a couple lawn chairs at the pier and crack open some cold Surfsides. So thank you, Surfside, for being our sponsor this week. We really appreciate you. And Andy, after this, I'm probably going to crack 20.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just trying to rip through the rest of this so I can drink more Surfsides. I love them. They're the only hard iced tea brewed with real stateside vodka and containing caffeine. It can keep me locked in even for a boring Thursday night matchup like this one. I mean, I don't know what I would do without Surfside.
I agree. All right, so here we go. Next segment. All right, we're going to do some power rankings this week. So we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to do two different ones. All right. So first one, we're going to do our top 5 NFL teams. This is on power rankings. So it's not based on their current standings. Has nothing to do with that. It's who do we think is the best team right now. Okay, we're going to start from 5. We're going to go in order. So Andy's going to give you his 5th. I'm going to give you my 5th. And then we're going to go down the chain with releasing who we think the best team in the league is. Okay? The way I kind of base this off of is who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. Okay? I don't think it's best roster. I think it's most grit. I think it's who's going to win the Super Bowl. That's how I have mine. Andy might have his differently. I'll give it a start. So at number 5, I have the Detroit Lions on my power ranking.
All right. Well, I'm going in the same division. I've got the Green Bay Packers at 5.
Those are two good teams. I actually agree with you in terms of the Packers being in the top 5. I have the Packers at number 4. I think that defensive addition of Micah Parsons really just put them in a class and a cut above. So I have the Packers and Jordan Love sitting in nicely at number 4.
All right. Well, fire the cannons. I've got your hometown Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 4. I don't think people thought they would be quite on this level, but the way Baker Mayfield is playing, he looks like a guy who is ready to lead this team on a Super Bowl run. They've got a complete roster. They absolutely deserve to be in this top 5 right now. I've got them at 4.
Okay. Number 3, I have the Chargers. I think Jim Harbaugh has the boys running the eye power like I haven't seen since Jim Brown used to run it with the Cleveland Browns. This week, they're going to show you why. Chargers, number 3.
All right. Number 3, I've got Dan Campbell and the kneecap-biting Detroit Lions. People were a little worried about their Week 1 loss to Green Bay, but that was a Week 1 anomaly. With their big win against Baltimore the other night, they've showed they're back. They're all good. They could not care less they lost Ben Johnson. They're losing a lot in terms of sideline celebrations with Aaron Glenn, but they have more than enough characters to make up for it. This team's legit. Anyone who thought the window was closed, sorry, brother. The Lions are legit. They're my number 3 team.
That's crazy putting Detroit that high. I have at number 2, I have the defending Super Bowl champions, right? They find ways to win. They have a huge defensive line, and they have a quarterback who knows how to play the right way. Kind of reminds me of Tom Brady in terms of how he just dinks and dunks and also the athleticism. I think number 2, I have the Eagles. Philly, Philly, Philly. The Philly special, the Eagles, cheesesteaks, good people in Philly. I have them at number 2.
All right, at number 2, I've got the wild, table-smashing Bills Mafia, Buffalo Bills. I've got them as the number 2 team. Josh Allen is playing out of his mind. I mean, they put so much on him. He's doing it all. This team looks legit. My one concern would be the defense, because when you look at Super Bowl teams, you have to have that quarterback and a great defense. Josh Allen, easily a good enough player to win it as the quarterback. Do they have a championship caliber defense? It takes a complete team to get it done. That's my only question for the Bills.
To not have the Bills as number 1 is absolute blasphemy. Okay, it's absolute blasphemy. As Stephen A. Smith would say, it's blasphemy, okay? The Bills are the number 1 team. Until further notice, they are outright dominant every single game, 3 straight games over 30 points. The offense is firing on all cylinders, no interceptions, no turnovers. Josh Allen is playing the type of football that a fan can only dream of. This guy is making plays with his legs, he's making plays with his arms, and James Cook is peppering defenses with 15 to 20-yard runs. The Bills look unstoppable right now. The only thing that's going to stop the Buffalo Bills is Sean McDermott and his sunscreen. Because if he doesn't lather that sunscreen up, as you saw in Hard Knocks, that could put the Bills backwards. But I have the Bills number 1. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I mean, for my number 1, how can you go anybody else other than the undefeated world champions? I'm talking about the Birds. The Eagles are number 1 until further notice. I mean, this is a complete team. They didn't even need to throw a passing touchdown until the second half of their 3rd game. They have the most respectful fans in sports. The tush push is fun to watch, and this team, they're the best until proven otherwise.
I think the world might have just sent us a sign, Andy. As we were giving our top 5 teams, I kid you not, flying in about a foot away from us was a very dark purple raven. And it's interesting that it flew in during that time because we just left out the Ravens in both of our top 5s. I don't know what that means. I'm not a believer of crazy things, but that was a little weird that the Ravens did fly in right during that day.
Bookmark this if the Ravens win it all.
You should. If you're a Ravens fan, bookmark this because that Raven flew right in and said, oh, not only are we in the top 5, we're number 1, baby. All right, cool. So moving on, power rankings. We got the top 5 QBs going into week 4. I'll let you start off this power ranking, Andy.
All right. Starting at number 5, this kid is having a bounce-back season. He rightfully deserves to be in the top 5. I'm talking about Danny Dimes, the new franchise quarterback in Indianapolis. This kid is playing near-perfect football. He's with Shane Steichen. They're winning games. They're going to win the division. they're a contender to win the entire AFC. I mean, this kid is just out of his mind. 100% deserves to be in the top 5 at this moment.
I think you might have him too low, actually. But I won't spoil my picks. I have number 5. I have Jaden Daniels. We've talked about him before. I think he's way more than just a running quarterback. That guy can carve up defenses with his head, his mind, his legs. Doesn't matter. He's a solid player and a solid leader as well in the locker room.
All right. At number 4, I've got the hometown kid, the friend of the show. It's Baker. This guy's playing out of his mind. He's leading game-winning drives. He just plays fearless out there. He's fiery. I mean, he's got all the makings of a guy you want leading your franchise. This guy, I mean, in the midst of a career year, potentially, I've got him at number 4 right now.
Okay. I don't have Baker in my top 5, so I think that, could be a stretch, but I'm not ruling it out for the rest of the season. I think it's a little too early to call a guy who was out of the league literally a season and a half ago to be in the top 5 now, but respect the opinion. My number 4, I actually have Danny Dimes. I think we agree on that. I think he's entered in the conversation of one of the best quarterbacks in the world. And so I have Dan Jones, number 4.
And just go back on what you said before, how Baker was basically out of the league a year and a half ago. These teams don't always get it right. I mean, think about all the misses in the draft over the years. Brock Purdy, for example, he's injured right now, so he's not part of this conversation. He was the last pick in his draft, and he's arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. The league doesn't always get it right.
Yeah, but if you're looking at like legendary quarterbacks, some of the best of all time, most of them were drafted in the first round.
I guess that's true. Mostly really the top 3, mostly.
Yeah, if you look at all-time greatest quarterbacks, all of them were drafted in the first round.
That's why it's true. So the only way to kind of turn your franchise around is to tank and get a top pick.
It's the only way.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it just statistically speaking.
Right,
But,
that's a good point.
all right, who do you got for number 3?
Number 3, I've got Justin Herbert. I think he's in the midst of a career year. He's leading the Chargers. It's just looking right in his second year under Coach Jim Harbaugh. The Chargers are a legit contender. I think they're going to win that division, and this kid deserves some props.
Yeah, I think Herbert's a good pick. My number 3, though, I call him the mailman because all he does is deliver, and that is Patty Mahomes. As much as I don't like him, as much as I think he copies Dylan Raiola's style, I still have him in the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. Until further notice, Patty Mahomes, number 3.
All right. Mahomes, number 3. Number 2, I'm going with Lamar Jackson. I get the sense you may not like that pick, but got to give the guy some props. He's playing good football. He's not the reason the Ravens are 1-2 right now. 9 touchdown passes, no interceptions. If he's going to be able to avoid the turnovers, that's huge. I mean, the Ravens right now, they have a Derrick Henry problem, and they have a defense problem. Lamar is doing it all. They need to get him some better receivers. I mean, there's a lot on this guy's shoulders. I think most teams out there would kill to have Lamar Jackson at the helm.
I find it a little strange that your number 2 quarterback isn't even on one of your top 5 NFL teams, but hey, that's just me. I think that was a mistake. Number 2 for me, I have Justin Herbert, Chargers. I think you just talked about him. I think he's a great quarterback, underrated. I think he will deliver the Chargers a big, big season this year.
All right.
Who's your number 1?
Dude, number 1, I've got Josh Allen. He's playing like an MVP right now. He's doing it all. He's running people over. He's a physical specimen. He's gotten better every single year, and they put a ton on him. He doesn't necessarily have premium weapons around him, but you just feel confident that he's going to put up 30 at minimum every single night. I mean, right now, Josh Allen rightfully is the best quarterback in the National Football League.
I want to be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch rims on the Josh Allen, number 1. The guy's a stud. He's an absolute baller. Until further notice, the league should bow down to him. Roger Goodell should be making him breakfast in bed until further notice. That wraps up our top 5 quarterbacks. I like our picks, man. I think that was pretty good picks. I think you had some questionable ones. I don't think Lamar Jackson should be in there, but it's only week 3, so we'll see.
No, I think I like our picks as well. I think there's a lot to talk about in terms of top teams, top quarterbacks, but there's someone else we need to talk about.
Before we talk about that, though, I find it a little crazy. If I'm starting a franchise right now, I want Jaden Daniels, not Lamar Jackson, personally. Lamar Jackson's, I think, on the over the hump of his career. I think Jaden Daniels is on the way up.
I might only agree with that just because he's so reliant on running. More of these pocket quarterbacks play for like 20 years, whereas Lamar Jackson's prime might be a little bit shorter. And I think Jaden Daniels could become Lamar Jackson. That's kind of the ceiling, so that's not too crazy. But if we're talking about right now, I want Lamar today.
All right.
But before we talk about anything else, I mean, we got to talk about Chili's. We just have to, okay? Because when you go to Chili's, it's not just an ordinary dinner. I mean, I'm talking about mouth-watering, sizzling fajitas that'll have everybody in the restaurant turning, looking at you, wishing they were you. I mean, I'm talking about burgers stacked so high that, air traffic controllers are concerned that they are in their airspace. And I'm talking about the dollar margaritas that go down so easy, they will make you forget about all of your life problems, especially those related to work or relationships. When it comes to power rankings, Chili's, it's a lock at my number one for the best value in town this season.
You know, the boys oftentimes are looking for some cheap drinks, and no one ever really thinks about Chili's, but they always have a buy one, get one happy hour. That's 24/7. It's wild from a restaurant of that quality. Plus, where else can you get a burger and fries for $10 and then 2-for-1 drinks? Chili's coming back strong. They kind of remind me of Danny Dimes if Danny Dimes was a chain restaurant.
Good comparison, yeah. I can see that.
All right, so this next segment's going to be fun. All right, I've really been wanting to talk about something like this on camera for a while. It's top 5 beer moments. So think of that time where you're just in nirvana with your beer. It could be a first beer, it could be a last beer. That's going to be up to you in your rankings. I'm going to go, again, 5 down, okay? I think my 5th best beer is just a nice airport beer. It's the first one. You pull up, you're through security, you're early. Maybe your flight gets delayed 15, 20 minutes. Gives you a little bit of extra buffer to have that 3rd and 4th. But, man, the first one comes in, you order it, it's crisp. Usually the glasses start sweating a little bit because the beer's so darn cold. I have airport beer number 5.
All right, that's a good choice right there. My number 5, I have the Uber/passenger in a car beer. And technically, you're probably not supposed to be drinking it, but there is just nothing better. You're in the car, but you're not driving it. You're just sitting around. You're cracking open that beer. You're getting a nice, tasty. You're having the time of your life. You were having the time of your life. The driver might be slightly annoyed. Maybe it's your friend driving. They probably said it was all right. It's a great feeling. You don't have a care in the world. Someone's just driving you around town.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons people like those beers, too, is because you kind of feel like you're doing something like you're not supposed to.
Oh, yeah.
So you get that little, that extra little pizzazz with that beer. So good call on that.
Yeah.
My number 4 is, picture yourself in the Northeast, okay? You're thinking we're at December time frame. It's chilly. You're having to layer up outside. But you have tickets to an NFL game. You're going to a tailgate at 10 a.m. You're pulling up to the parking lot. It's that first cold Northeast NFL tailgate beer on a Sunday at 10 a.m. The boys are getting ready to have a great Sunday. You're starting early. You might even be done drinking by 6 p.m. and be able to wake up without a hangover. But this first beer is critical for how that Sunday is going to go. Nothing better than that. That is my number 4, though.
Oof, I feel like I can taste it right now. That sounds pretty great.
You have to take off your gloves to open it up. That's how cold it is, by the way.
Oh, and you got to drink it faster. It might freeze.
That's correct.
Seriously. For my number 4, I'm going to go with the just got back to the USA after being wrongfully detained on foreign soil beer. So sometimes, you go on vacation, you're in an exotic country, and you just don't know the lay of the land. They see you, you're vulnerable, you're a clueless American tourist, and it can be common in these countries. They kind of they'll just detain you just because they can. Okay, they want some money out of you. You're scared for your life. You don't know, are you going to spend the rest of your life there? Are you going to die? In the end, it works out. You get your ass back home, and you walk in your house just relieved. That first sip of a nice cold brew when you're back at home, there's no relief quite like it.
Yeah, so. Back on home soil beer, that's a great call.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, my number 3 is kind of the opposite. My number 3 is the first beer after dropping off all of your stuff in Europe at the hotel.
Oh.
Okay, so picture this. We've just had a long flight. We got the hotel. We checked in. Bags are down. You're in a fresh outfit. You walk across the street to a pub, and this is your first beer. You can really just relax. Work, you're probably off of work. You got your out-of-office email on. That first beer is going to hit, and you have so much adventure for the next 7 days over in Europe. You're going to enjoy yourself, but, man, it all starts with that first beer after unpacking the hotel.
Oof, that sounds like a blast. You go for one of those. Yeah, my number 3, I'm going to go the just mowed the lawn / did a project around the house beer. I feel like there are just certain projects that if you do them, you've just earned yourself beer. I don't think there's anything that fits that more than mowing the lawn. Sometimes it's hot outside. You just want a nice, cold, watery beer, kind of hydrate you, and it's just a reward for all of your hard labor.
I think I love that. I have, something similar. It's that homey feel, right? It's like hey, you look around, you're in your own house, you're in your backyard, but I have a backyard beer, throwing the ball to your dog, and he's fetching for you. I think that's kind of like that pride of, hey, you know what? I made it. I'm drinking a beer on my terms in my backyard and throwing a ball to my dog. There's a sense of pride with that beer. And who knows where that beer leads? Does the beer stay in the yard throwing the ball? No, it's a short-term beer. But you know what? It's a good feeling, that beer. I'll tell you that. It's a really good feeling. That's my number 2.
It's a great feeling indeed. For my number 2, I'm going to go with the just lost 95% of your net worth on Hawk Tuah coin beer. So we've all been there. You get excited about the idea of kind of a new, cool alternative investment. You can get rich quick off it. The first day or two, you're riding high. I mean, your money is doubled, tripled. You sign on the next morning, it is gone. I mean, your investment is worthless. You're starting over at ground zero. You feel like the world is taking everything from you, but they can't take that ice-cold beer out of your fridge, okay? Sometimes the best beers are the ones you have in hard times, and, I mean, when the world's dragging you down, sometimes you just need an ice-cold beer to bring you back.
That's a good one. Hey, I'm going to end it off. This might seem a little generic, but I have floating in a floaty in a pool, drinking a beer at an all-inclusive resort, knowing there's no limit to the amount of drinks that you can consume and eliminate during that day. But you're just floating. There's not a worry in the world. You might float up to the pool bar. Who knows? But that first beer is the one that gets it going. What a feeling, floating in the pool.
Oh, I mean, what a feeling indeed. My number 1, I'm going to go a very underrated type of beer. I feel I need to spread the word on this. It's the shower beer. Nothing better than a shower beer. I mean, you're accomplishing 2 things at once. You're making yourself feel better in multiple ways. You're drinking a nice ice-cold beer. You're hydrating yourself. You're getting a little buzz on, and you're getting clean. You're getting ready to go. Kind of similarly, I would say ever so slightly pre-gaming, taking a shower can be pretty electric. I mean, a shower stone cold sober feels great, but get a little buzz on. I mean, that's one of life's peak moments. And I'm talking about when you're getting ready for a night out, not getting ready for work per se, because that would be alcoholism. But shower beer, completely underappreciated.
No, I think we made a pretty good list. I mean, I could go and enjoy all 10 of those moments right now.
Shoot. I mean, I hope to very soon.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to hit up some just kind of what's going on in society right now, okay? We're just going to jump lanes a little bit here. Not getting too serious. Me and Andy aren't trying to push any beliefs on anyone, all right? There's not 2 guys that could care less about what's going on in the world more than me and Andy. As you can see, it is Wednesday night, and we're filming a podcast. We're not out at a protest, so don't take what we say literally. This is just kind of our opinions. We're throwing out some ideas. Hey, you might even take what we say, and maybe you'd change your mind. Who knows, right? Let's just talk about it, all right? Big Daddy Trump came out last couple days here. He had a big announcement on Monday that he was going to release some groundbreaking stuff on Tuesday, I believe. Comes out, absolute wild press conference. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he's reading off of a piece of paper, and he is trying to pronounce acetaminophen, and the guy just can't say it. Mind you, the whole point of this announcement is to talk about how Tylenol is actually linked in pregnant women to autism, okay, in their kids. So, I mean, it's a pretty big claim, and I'm not even coming out saying I agree or disagree with that claim, but I just thought it was wild that he couldn't even pronounce the name of the drug. I mean, on one hand, you kind of got to respect the guy. He doesn't give a flying you-know-what. On the other hand, it's like, hey, man, if you're like trying to change the entire trajectory of medical science, you might want to just know the name of the drug that you're talking about. But hey, that's just me. I thought the whole thing was hilarious. And now women are on TikTok taking acetaminophen, Tylenol while they're pregnant. So kind of funny because if it is actually linked to autism, they're like filming themselves doing it. So the whole thing's hilarity. I don't have a pregnant wife. Haven't had a pregnant wife. I do have a wife though, so leave that out in the comments. Wild story.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great story. I was pretty excited when I heard that there was a big announcement coming. I mean, you just really never know where you're going to get with this guy. Every day could be a big day. I don't know. I would need to know a little more about it. Like, for example, how long has Tylenol been around? Have we seen higher rates since Tylenol was invented? I don't know. But also, is this something that we're really in a rush to stop, per se? I mean, I'm just saying, these autistic people, they're very sharp people. They often, some incredibly bright people, incredibly productive people. I mean, they make society go round. So
well, and I think me and you actually are friends with a couple of people who are autistic, and honestly, they're great people. And there's obviously a spectrum, so we're not talking anything bad about that. We are good friends with several people who have autism. So yeah, I do agree though that autism does get talked in a very negative light a lot. When it's not necessary, people who have autism do not consider it a disability oftentimes, right? There's different stages of it, there's different levels of it, obviously. But I do think the president coming out and saying something wild like that, I don't know. I got to look into it more. I don't trust what anyone says, so I'll read into it. And I'll be honest, I'm not actually going to read into it. I don't even like taking Tylenol anyway. Makes me feel weird taking too many drugs. Usually the only situation I'll do Tylenol is if I'm just absolutely hungover.
Yeah, I'm not too big on them. I don't know. And you just never know what you're going to read in the news these days.
Okay, last thing we're going to talk about today in the news, okay, is Jimmy Kimmel getting the suspension off of ABC late night show. I'm conflicted on this. Trump comes out. Obviously, Trump doesn't like Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel obviously doesn't like Trump. That bad relationship is good for both of them. At the end of the day, these people are making money off of your clicks and your views. So if you think Jimmy Kimmel isn't absolutely pumped that he's becoming the most famous person in America off this, that's hilarious. If you don't think Trump loves watching his enemies fail, that's hilarious. Listen, this is a non-story. In fact, he's back on air. He was back on air last night, giving his stupid monologue. He got 9 million views in the first 10 hours on YouTube. I mean, that guy is, you want to talk about rage bait and click farming? Jimmy Kimmel just had the ultimate click farm rage bait. And I'm not saying it was on him because I am, of course, a proponent of free speech. We actually had to battle security earlier to even allow us to give free speech on the pier. Hello, this is a public park. You're not going to keep lawn chair sports out of a public park. That's just number one. Sorry I'm kind of long-winded on it, but I think Trump wins in that scenario. I think Kimmel wins, and ultimately ABC wins by more ratings. So joke's on you guys. There's no actual drama. People are making money off of you once again.
No, yeah, I mean, you will never silence lawn chair sports, no matter how hard you try. When I first heard this, I guess I was a little bit surprised. Are these late night TV shows all that powerful in influencing people's views? I don't know. I guess I don't watch them too much. I feel like maybe it's a younger generation thing. People get more of their news from the internet or these short clips than they do from late night shows. But I mean, I've never heard people talk more about Jimmy Kimmel than they are this past week. Definitely a wild move to basically take someone off TV, take away their platform because of being on the other side politically or talking about divisive things. I don't know. That's not a trend I would want to see start happening. So I hope this is kind of an isolated incident, because just kind of taking away someone's platform or really taking away their show just because you don't agree with them, I wouldn't want that to become a trend. But I don't think it's a major story. He's going to be back, and like everything, it's a big nothing burger.
It's a nothing burger. Guys, that's it. We're done talking politics. If you like that segment, let us know. We're trying new things to see what you guys want. If you guys want more of it, let us know in the comments. If you want us to just shut up and just only talk sports because you don't want to be bothered by another program that's talking about Trump and politics, let us know. we're open to it. We're amendable to what you guys want, because at the end of the day, we go when you go when we go. So we're here for it. Last thing, we're going to finish up quick on the Ryder Cup. We're not huge golf guys, but it's a big story. I think the U.S. needs to really come and defend their turf at Bethpage Black. This is a big opportunity for Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, and Bryson DeChambeau to bring the U.S. back to the top of golf hierarchy. The Europeans absolutely dominated U.S. last Ryder Cup, and this is on our home turf. Historically, Europe doesn't do very well on the home turf of the U.S., so we will see what happens. I do want to point out, though, I'm very disappointed in the United States men's golf team at their annual, or at the dinner for the Ryder Cup. Okay, this is something where usually both sides dress up very nicely. The wives are invited. It's a very formal event. I personally think formal wear should be back. And the U.S. team came out, Europeans looking absolute flashy, nice Italian leather dress shoes, designer ties. They looked the part. Classic Europe, looking nicer than U.S. U.S. comes out. They all decided they're going to wear white Nikes with no ties. I thought it was a slap in the face to the Ryder Cup, a slap in the face to us U.S. people who still want to dress nice. And, just like Trump told Zelensky, if you're going to go to something nice, put on a suit and tie, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, nothing wrong with some white Nikes, but there's a time and a place. You got to know. You got to know the right occasion. I mean, I think this is big for the U.S. The USA should be a golf powerhouse. Think about how much open land we have in the middle of the country. You need a lot of space for golf courses. I mean, we should be cleaning up on the rest of the world in terms of golf. But I'm glad Bryson DeChambeau is in this, because everyone in golf, kind of a bore. All the American golfers, I feel like he's the only one who's got an ounce of personality. So, and no one seems to like him.
Oh, we got a drink
we have a new sponsor.
here.
We have a new sponsor for the program.
Yeah, come on in, man.
Oh, welcome.
All right, we got
thank you so much.
Simply Pop. What is Simply Pop?
Prebiotic soda. So it has the fiber, the gut fiber.
Here, come on. Here, say it in here.
Yeah.
All right. So Simply Pop is a new prebiotic soda in the market. It just came out in March of this year. So I'm part of the field marketing team. So we're going around all through St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater, and we're marketing at a lot of big events. We do the next big event down here will be the St. Pete Run Fest. About 200,000 people will be here. St. Pete Pride, we did that one, was huge. But we're doing a lot of events all throughout Central Florida as well as Orlando. And we're just letting people know about this new brand, what it offers, vitamin C, zinc. It's no added sugar, low sugar count, very kind of clean, healthy soda option. So, yeah, we're just trying to let everybody know about the brand and where they can get it from, which is Walmart, Whole Foods, Publix, as well as you can get it by the case on Amazon.com.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Well, hey,
can't wait to try it.
I mean, the fact that you guys are already in Amazon, Walmart, and all that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So you're doing something right.
Dang, they got a good field marketer, I swear.
I mean, you're not going to find a better field marketer than this guy. What was your name? Tony. Tony's out
Shout
here
out to
just
Tony.
slinging Simply Pops like it's his job, which I guess kind of is his job, which is, the guy's doing his job. And frankly, let's give it a taste. We'll give it a rating.
Yeah,
We're going to give it an honest rating, Tony. We give him out of 10.
That is true.
Let's do a little sippy sip here.
All right.
Before I give the rating, I do have to say, if anyone could benefit from some more fiber, it probably would be me. I don't exactly drink a lot of healthy drinks, but, I do like drinks. Okay, carbonation's nice, not too carbonated, not too bubbly. 60 calories, good amount of calories for this kind of flavor. I think this is a win, Andy. I'm gonna go.
This is quite good.
I'm not gonna go in 9s because 9's ridiculous. That's an espresso martini level drink. I'd give this one probably like a 8.6. I mean, it's good, and I like the low calories, no sugar. We're on the no sugar train these days.
Yeah.
Trying to lose some lbs. So Simply Pop, why not?
Yeah,
Prebiotics.
I'm pretty impressed. I'm gonna go 8.8 here. I had the lime probiotic soda. I'm not usually big on carbonation and not usually big on lime either, but both were just nice and crisp, not too much carbonation. It's smooth. I mean, good. I don't know, good alternative to having a crazy night with the seltzers.
I agree, Tony.
Nice,
appreciate it, man.
one.
Have a good one. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, see you.
Of course.
Well, boys,
We love that.
we're getting free drinks.
I mean, Simply Pop. What a
Simply
what a
Pop.
great beverage.
Already in Walmart, still on the streets marketing. I mean, it's impressive. That's the kind of grit that I would compare to Dan Campbell. That guy
Oh,
is not going to allow an opportunity to slip, and I appreciate that because, you know, I have seen him actually standing over there for quite some time, and he made his move, and I appreciate that. I think I should actually hire him for what I do for work. I respect him. Actually, the pod might need some advertising
Seriously.
help too. So, hey, anyway, guys, good ending right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We shoot out in the live. This is wild.
Yeah.
The pier, people have been looking left and right, so we're drawing attention. We're doing something right. The signs are coming soon, Andy. We need signs. We're missing
getting
eyeballs
signs.
here.
Yep.
We got to get signs. This might be one of our go-to spots because we could grow pretty big here. But anyway, guys, you know, this pod I felt like is getting a little bit better. You know, we prepared a little bit more for this one. I'm sorry a couple of them were a little bit more amateur than maybe you would have liked, but we appreciate you guys following along with the journey because that's what this is. It's a journey. We're not going to be great first. I can already tell you right now, the footage with the sun going down is going to be a little bit darker than at the beginning. That's just a function of the only time we can shoot is at night, guys. This isn't our full-time job. So we appreciate you guys kind of riding this wave with us. And honestly, if you're even listening to this at the end of this YouTube video, shout out to you because you're an OG. Send us your link in there. We're Venmoing you enough money to buy a nice case of Surfside, and maybe we might even throw you enough for Simply Pop as well. So
Seriously.
appreciate you guys. Episode 7 is in the books. Big NFL weekend.